All right, y'all. We are going to talk about common inflammations and infections of the skin. I've already did this as a full class for my Pass Barber Theory class. I'm coming back just to do little bits and pieces for you guys. I want to test all the different platforms. So I'm on here. I'm also on StreamYard, TikTok, Facebook, trying to schedule posts, get a feel for this stuff. I went live a couple times on TikTok, but trying to back get back into the flow of things. But yeah, the biggest thing we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna make this one quick. It is recognizing common inflammations and infections of the skin. It is from chapter 9 of the Milady Barber book, The Skin Structure, Disorders, and Diseases. And a quick word about it. So this chapter is included in the CIB. Some of it is included in the scientific concepts, but it is in its own section as well. And the section that is in properties and disorders of the skin, scalp, and hair is about 30 to 35% in South Carolina State Board. For the written exam, it's about 30-35%. So it's very important. But like I said, I'm just gonna go over a piece of this just to test everything out. How y'all doing on there? How everybody doing? Damn, I got a lot of people on here at midnight. I didn't think anybody be watching, but here we go. As a barber, you will need to be able to distinguish between non-contagious and contagious skin inflammations and infections. Number one, dermatitis, general term for an inflammatory condition of the skin. The lesions may appear in various forms, such as vesicles or papules. Irritant contact dermatitis, which is abbreviated as ICD, occurs when irritating substances, such as chemicals or tints, temporarily damage the epidermis, which is the outside skin layer. Unlike allergic contact dermatitis, irritant contact dermatitis is not usually chronic if precautions are taken, such as wearing gloves when working with chemicals. This condition is also called dermatitis venenata. Number two, eczema. Eczema is an inflammatory skin disease that may be acute or chronic in nature and present in many forms of dry or moist lesions. Eczema is frequently accompanied by itching or burning. In all cases, should be referred to a physician for treatment. Eczema is not contagious and its cause is unknown. Next, psoriasis is a chronic inflammatory skin disease characterized by dry red patches covered with coarse silvery scales. I'm going to go live. What was that? Toxic. What are we talking about? Okay. Psoriasis, chronic inflammatory skin disease characterized by dry red patches covered with coarse silvery scales. Psoriasis usually occurs on the scalp, elbows, knees, chest, or lower back, but rarely on the face. If irritated, bleeding points can occur. It is not contagious and its cause is unknown. Herpes Simplex 1 is a recurring viral infection that produces fever blisters or cold sores characterized by a single vesicle or group of vesicles with red swollen bases. The blisters usually appear on the lips, nostrils, or other parts of the face and rarely last more than a week. Herpes simplex 2 is caused by the same virus and designates occurrences below the waist. Both forms of herpes simplex are contagious and require medical treatment. Ivy dermatitis is a skin inflammation caused by exposure to poison ivy, poison oak, or poison sumac leaves. Blisters and itching develop soon after contact occurs. The condition may spread to other parts of the body by contact with contaminated hands, clothing, objects, or anything that was exposed to the plant itself. If the plant oil, which can be irritating, remains on the skin, it also can be spread from one person to another by direct contact. Serious cases should be referred to a physician. All right, so here's the thing about the skin. Like, some of these technical terms, some of these things that you would think would not be on the barber practical, they have more of those on the practical, and it could be the difference between you getting a passing grade on there and not getting a passing grade. The strategy that I usually employ is just, all right, let's be as familiar as we can. Let's be as familiar as we can with the terminology, with the things that it represents. So when you have a question, all of the questions are multiple choice. So you want to be in a position where you say, okay, I can by a process of elimination come up with the best answer that I can for each question. So they may not go through the exact definition, but they may have a scenario where they ask about something that involving these ideas. So my strategy has always been when I'm teaching the theory and the written is just get you familiar over and over and over and over. But the way that I do that, I always go by the CIB, which is the Candidate Information Bulletin. The CIB basically breaks down exactly what they're looking for, meaning they're looking for a large percentage of scientific concepts. They're looking for a large percentage of properties and disorders of the skin, scalp, and hair, haircut and shaving, women's haircut and chemistry as it relates to things involving the hair, shampoo, conditioner, stuff like that. So I try to go by whatever are the higher percentages of things that they're looking for. I'm going to study those first. And one of the things is the skin. Like it's a very short chapter, but it's very in depth to the point where if you break it down into small little fragments, but you go over those small little fragments, you're going to be familiar enough that it's not going to scare you. It's not going to bother you when you get on the test and do what you need to do. Okay. So that's all I'm doing for tonight. I was just wanting to test the platforms out. I haven't been on TikTok live in a minute, but you can find me on all social media, Pierre Houey, Pierrehouey. Links in my bios, all that good stuff. If you're looking for barbering education content, whether online or physical, I got things available to any type of inquiries that you're looking for as far as barber education. Okay. All right. So I'm going to see y'all next time. Y'all have a good night. Let me see if I can, yeah.